Welcome to another book talk with Tracy. This is part 2, reading from my book, My Mother the Man-Eater. Last time we started reading in chapter 1. We were introduced to Jolene Allen, who is a cougar, some might call her. She works in a lingerie department in a large department store in Vancouver. And we find out that she's kind of on the hunt for male companionship. Also in chapter 1, we have a scene where she meets up with a delivery man named Sam, and she is clearly flirting with him. And we also find out that she has 5 daughters from a past marriage to a very not nice man named Harold. So where I'm going to pick up today in chapter 1 is she's just said goodbye to Sam, the delivery man. He's delivered some boxes to her department. We're going to see what happens next. Jolene waved at Sam's retreating back, a smile of satisfaction curving her lips. She just hoped he wasn't always this nervous. She'd have to work on bringing him out of his shell. That was quick work, Yvette interrupted Jolene's train of thought as she sidled up to her, and Yvette is her co-worker. Even I'm surprised. Sam's definitely a shy one. I wasn't expecting a date until next week, Jolene said. Still got all the right moves, I see. A deeper, sarcastic voice startled both women. Jolene gasped and turned around. Harold Allen, her ex-husband, stepped out from behind a clothing rack. He looked older than she remembered, but then she hadn't seen him in a while. Years of hard living were taking their toll. His cheeks were sunken and his eyes hollow. He still wore his thinning, dark hair in a scraggly ponytail. He had the look of a vulture about to swoop down on some carrion. Harold eyed Yvette. I'd like to talk with my wife, alone. Ex-wife, Yvette corrected. She turned to Jolene. Listen, honey, looks like I have a customer, but if you need anything, just holler. She glared at Harold as she swept by on her way back to her own domain. What are you doing here? Jolene demanded coldly. Since I'm not getting any satisfaction by phone, I thought I'd better show up in person. I'm very sorry, Harold, but I'm busy right now and don't have time to talk. Harold scanned the store. Piped-in music played softly as a few customers milled past. Doesn't look too busy at the moment, Jolene, he observed, a thin, sarcastic smile never leaving his lips. Well, still I'm at work. This isn't the time or the place. You'd better make a time and a place, he said with just the right amount of threat in his voice. What do you want exactly? Jolene crossed her arms. If it's money, you're out of luck. I've worked hard all these years without any help from you, and I'm not about to give you a cent. And as for the girls, they're all grown up. They make their own choices about who they do and do not see. If you want to be part of their lives, you'll have to talk to them about it, but I wouldn't hold my breath after the way you've treated them. Such bitterness. Don't you know that bitterness makes you age? And you wouldn't want that now, would you? Not when you've still got young, virile males after your... Well, you know. Harold raised an eyebrow. Jolene could feel herself beginning to shake, but there was no way she was showing any weakness in front of Harold. Leave. Now. You know, Harold continued, ignoring her, I often wondered how many other men you'd slept with. A woman like you would find it hard to be satisfied with only one man. I was never unfaithful to you, and you know it. How dare you even accuse me of such a thing? And what if I was able to prove it? That's ridiculous. Considering your past history, I don't think it's that difficult to believe. I wonder what the girls will say when they find out. Leave them out of it. Don't go poisoning them with your lies. But they're not lies, are they? We both know that, Harold said. My daughters and I have a solid relationship. Nothing is going to change that. Are you willing to test that theory? Harold asked. Jolene sighed, suddenly feeling every bit her 44 years. I'm tired of this game, Harold. What do you want? Satisfaction, he stated simply. Meaning? It's always grated that you've come out smelling like a rose while I've been made to look like the villain. When I was going through a rough time and needed the love and support of my wife, you refused to help. What? I stuck by you far longer than I should have. God knows I sacrificed to support you. That's not the way my lawyer sees it, Harold said smugly. He should be serving you with papers very soon. You can't possibly be serious. What could I owe you? Jolene asked. Mental cruelty, retroactive alimony, medical payments, he listed. Shall I go on? Jolene's mouth dropped open. But I had the children, and what are you talking about? Medical payments? You were in jail. Don't worry. My lawyer will explain it all, he said calmly. This is crazy, Harold. I don't have any extra money. You know that. Don't you love the times we live in? He laughed mirthlessly. I was sick and needed treatment, and I had no means of supporting myself. It's a simple matter of negligence, my dear. And now that I'm better, well, all I'm asking for is my due. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. It'll never stand up in court, Jolene said. Maybe, maybe not, Harold shrugged. But if it does go to court, a whole lot of other nasty business is bound to come to light. And you wouldn't want that now, would you? This is blackmail, Jolene said between clenched teeth. I knew you were low, but not this low. Looks like you've got customers. Harold nodded to a couple browsing by a display. We'll keep in touch. He turned and sauntered casually away, stopping to inspect a black and red negligee before waving one last time. Jolene's emotions were reeling. Her triumph with Sam from moments ago had turned to nauseating fear and doubt. Maybe she'd get that lawyer's number from Yvette after all. But for now, she had a job to do. She took a deep breath before pasting on a bright smile. Another shopper was in the zone. That is an abridged version of Chapter 1 over the last couple of episodes. But I encourage you to grab a copy. It's a story of redemption and grace and a little bit of spice thrown in. The next chapter actually introduces her daughters, and so there's lots of fun characters happening in this book. I just encourage you to check it out for yourself. You can go to my website, which is tracykrause.com. No E in Tracy, 2 S's in Krause. And check out this book, My Mother the Man-Eater, and all my other titles. So until next time, we will see you again on Book Talk.